Good morning, everybody, and I'm delighted today to be joined by Candy Smith from Hunters Interiors of Stamford. Candy, good morning, and thank you for joining me today.
Morning, Lottie. Thanks for the chance to be in one of your great videos. I've been watching other businesses, so yeah, it's good to be involved. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Now, before we get on to hopefully you sharing a few design tips and advice for everyone watching today, because we're all in our homes all the time and getting sick a bit of our environments and thinking how we can update things. Before we go down that route, just a few little tips and best practice, if you like, for some interior design. You're obviously in the showroom today. Clearly you're not running appointments and things. We understand that's all stopped for you, but what are you there to do today, Candy? Why are you in the showroom?
Well, I've just been popping up sort of every other day or so, or Georgie and I have the business together, just coming in, check on post. We have had people asking about paints and things, so I've been sort of advising people on colours for their homes, which is easily done, obviously, via Zoom or static photographs. So yeah, I've been delivering paint pots, little sample paint pots out to Stamford. But obviously all of that can actually be ordered through our website. So if you're further afield and I can't get sample pots to you, then that can be done through the website.
So advice on colour is clearly only one element of what you do.
Yeah.
Tell me a bit about yourself, Candy, and your background in interior design, and a bit about Hunters as well, if you wouldn't mind, just to give everybody an overview who's not familiar with your wonderful business and what you and Georgie do, what's Hunters all about.
Yeah, right. So Hunters, well, my background to start with, I've always been in design. I studied design and actually worked for John Lewis for 12 years, designing interior displays and sort of all the windows. Yeah, so I was there 12 years, and then when I had my first son, who's now 21, I decided I didn't want to go back to a corporate life. So I started on my own, doing just solely interior design. Obviously with John Lewis, I had to sort of do designs for every department, but I love the sort of home side of things. So yeah, branched out on my own doing that, and then worked on my own, and then with other people, and on my own again, and eventually joined up with Hunters, who had been in Stamford since 2001 on St Mary's Hill. They started, so 19 years in business. Started by a lady called Jill Hunter, hence Hunters Interiors, and we moved out to where we are now, which is Cocktail Farm, which is just the other east of Uffington. So if you know Cocktail School, we're just up the road from there, and we've been in one of the converted barns here for 15 years, and then, well, we were in the dairy. We just before Christmas moved into our new premises, which is now the stables, which is like a few hundred yards just around the corner. So yeah, so we're in a lovely new showroom, and we opened a coffee shop at the end of January. So yeah, we had 6 weeks of glorious coffee making and people coming through doing that. So that's where the kind of business is now. It's much more of a sort of, well, it's always been that people would come for their interior projects. However, we wanted to kind of open that market up really to people to know that they can just pop in for a tester pot of paint or a roll of wallpaper, or you know, an accessory of some sort, a lamp, or just advice, or come and sit on a sofa, because we've got a little bit of a room sets going on in a couple of the rooms that we've got here. So it's just really a taster of what we can do, but obviously we've got accounts with lots and lots and lots of suppliers, so we can kind of match the scheme to you.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense, because, you know, to imagine looking, you know, buying a new sofa or the perfect lamp, you know, you look online and you're browsing around, you get overwhelmed with all the choice, you don't know about the quality, how big is it actually, and to see it, you know, I can see that wonderful one behind over your left shoulder there, behind you, but to see it in a room setting, I know it's not clearly your own room and there's not your things around it, but to see it like that and in a really informal kind of surroundings, I think makes it so much more appealing. And you know, I think I've got quite good creative vision myself, and yet to see it like that, you can really imagine, oh yeah, that's a really nice way of displaying those, you know, you've got two mirrors there above each other, and I think, oh, that looks lovely, I'd not thought of that. And suddenly you get the ideas, and then you get really spurred on with all the textures and colours you've got going on there as well. And I think that's what it's all about, exciting people with their design and making their homes better for them. You know, we are all in our homes now, and don't worry about your coffee shop, Candy, we're all sick of making our own. Desperate to get back for some real skills by Gary there to make some coffee for us. So clearly, you're in your showroom now. You've been packing up a few things to drop off, etc. You've obviously had to adapt your business. You know, you can't be going out to people. How are they making contact with you? You're still getting inquiries from people about design advice, I assume.
Yeah. I mean,
how does it work, Candy?
I mean, well, people can contact us through the website, so the info@Hunters Interiors email address, or Facebook or Instagram. We both are on both of those. So I've been getting messages through Facebook about paint colours and all sorts of things. I mean, we do have various workrooms. So usually on a normal day in Hunters, we'd be going out to a client's home, we'd be measuring windows, we'd be measuring floors, taking paint charts with us, taking fabric books, wallpaper books, etc. And then we would be putting estimates together for rooms or just a blind or any aspect of the home, really. And then if client goes ahead, then the work would all go off to workrooms and things. Who are out workers, one of them works on her own, so that's fine. So she's been able to carry on, but another workroom we use, there's quite a few of them, and they're not back at work yet. I know obviously this weekend, hopefully some of those restrictions will be lifted, and we'll be able to sort of do a bit more. And obviously normally we would be going out and putting up poles and hanging curtains and laying carpets and stuff, so all of that has been sort of put on hold a bit as well. But there is a lot that we can do virtually. As I was explaining to you, Lottie, before we started the recording, I've had quite a few clients who have lived abroad and have bought homes here, and we've put schemes together virtually via FaceTime or Zoom, or static photographs backwards and forwards, and I can get some fabric samples.
Would it be as simple as me walking you around with my camera phone and showing the space and the windows and what I've got existing, and you literally perhaps in your showroom showing me some sample books and having
absolutely well, I mean, I was going to give you a tour of the showroom, but just to quickly spin you around to one of our, so we're like basically a fabric and wallpaper library, and carpets and what have you as well. So this unit you can see behind me here with all the Colfax books, GP&J Baker, Mulberry down the bottom there, Manuel Canvas. So that's just one of four different bookcases just full of fabric books basically, and wallpaper books. So yes, if people have designs and they're like, right, I don't know what to put on this wall, we can certainly pull out wallpaper books, flick through them, and we can still get samples. So wallpaper samples, fabric samples, we can get those out to people in a matter of days, which is a sample service is what we provide anyway. So that's obviously ongoing. Not all the fabric companies are back, but quite a lot of them have been able to work their factories into sort of proper social distancing, so they're still able to get orders out for fabrics and wallpapers and stuff.
Are there any particular trends coming up then with patterns or colours? What are you looking and hoping for kind of the season?
There's definitely a trend to more colour, a lot of sort of botanicals. So, and having had this time off and kind of being in the garden and walking the dog loads more and stuff, and we have such a beautiful world, and obviously we are extremely lucky in Stamford and Rutland to have such lovely beautiful countryside to walk around. But a lot of fabrics, a lot of wallpapers are reflected in that sort of certainly quite jungle type plants, but also your normal sort of chintzy kind of traditional florals as well. I mean, florals have always been a big thing through interiors. But equally so, there's lots of geometric stripes, checks, yeah, modern designs. So all sorts, something to suit everybody.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing a lot of those in some of the houses, of course, we go into and have the privilege of walking around and showing people around. I love to see some bold
Yeah.
colours and textures in that. It really makes, obviously, the photographs that we take so much more exciting to have some real contrast going on in them. Go and give us a tour around of your showroom then. Let's see some more lovely things that you've got there.
Right, okay, I'll take you to the front door to start with. Just take you quickly outside so you've got a bit of an aspect of actually where we are.
Yeah, please.
So this is, hopefully you can see behind me. So this is the barn that we moved into. We knocked two in together. So this first part is the interiors bit, and then at the far end there is the entrance to the coffee shop. Take you back inside. So this is the first of a couple of rooms. So we've gone kind of bright and cheery in this one with this beautiful orange paint on the back. That's called Koi Carp, and it's from Zoffany. So yeah, and then in front of that we've got a sort of little room set of John Sankey sofas. So we're not agents, we have an account with John Sankey sofas. They're a British company based at Long Eaton. So we do a lot of their sofas and chairs and things, and we can send our clients up to their showroom where they've got the full range. So they're probably our biggest supplier for furniture. And then over here is another of those bookcases. So full of Osborne Little, Jane Churchill, Mina Campbell. Yeah, so some of those names I expect people will know. And then just spinning around a bit, we've sort of got lamps on display. Another table there full of lamps, and we do quite a few little artificial plants and things. And
the bubble bowl, Candy, I can see.
Oh yes, yes, the bubble bowl, the famous bubble bowl, which comes in 4 colours now.
Love them.
Then we've got wallpapers, so that's all full of wallpapers. So we do Coles and Colfax and Jane Churchill, Nina Campbell, Matthew Williamson, who used to be a fashion designer turned interior designer. So he does some amazingly wild, bold things. So yeah, really great stuff from him.
I've seen an amazing tiger that he does. A lovely metallic tiger that I love.
Yeah, absolutely. And Coles as well. If you want something dramatic, so Cole and Son wallpapers, they are amazing. Yeah, so then you can see probably we've got mirrors, and you mentioned mirrors before. So yeah, we do lots of sort of mirrors and accessories. There's another bookcase.
Handy in there. Have you still got the sculptural wings on the wall?
Yes, so I'll take you to those. Another bookcase full of fabric books, and then this is another room. So this is a bit more. This is where I started the video with you. So this is our sort of calmer room. So this wall we've done in what's called Tuscan pink, another Zoffany colour, which and we've in fact Gillian Durno. I'm sure a lot of you will know Gillian Durno, local artist in Ketton. So we've got quite a few of her paintings around, which work beautifully in our schemes.
And I think the colours that you've picked there go so well with those exposed timber beams you've got, all the lovely light coming in. We're so lucky around here that a lot of our homes, of course, have got that wonderful limestone, you know, a bit behind me, of course, in my fireplace. And those colours really suit, don't they? That kind of.
Yeah, absolutely. There's the wings that you're talking about.
Oh, there they are.
Yeah, lots of people have those for above their beds and things, so look lovely. Yeah, so we do carpets, furniture, lighting, upholstery. So we reupholster people's sofas, chairs. We've got a couple of very good upholsterers that we use. Yeah, we fit floor. We're agents for alternative flooring and crucial trading. So flooring and also rugs. Do a lot of rugs with them as well.
They're actually hard to find, I think, a good rug. You know, I think you feel that you know you don't the quality, and is it going to wrinkle up, and you know, I think they're really and a big size. They're quite hard to find, aren't they? A decent size for a large sitting room or something.
Yeah,
so I'm always kind of drawn a blank at those, to be fair.
Yeah, well, the alternative flooring on our website, there's a tab that says make a rug, and you can actually go in, choose the middle, choose the border, put in your size, and it'll sort of show you it in various room aspects and give you the price. So that's actually, you know, the fact that I can't come out with the samples, you can see that all online anyway on our website.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So just finish the tour. So I was saying to Lottie earlier about the fact that we're a bit messy. So we've built this big wooden structure. Well, it looks a bit like a bar to hide all our junk behind. So yes, hides the messy desks. Yeah. So this is the Zoffany range of paints here. Yeah, I'm sending out charts to people.
Candy. I'm never far from a paint chart.
No, exactly. And we've worked with the Zoffany colours for so many years. We kind of know them so well. We obviously have used Farrow & Ball and other companies in the past, but we tend to focus just on the Zoffany range, really. I think it helps just to know something extremely well, and their colours all go beautifully with the fabrics and the papers and things as well that we use here. So yeah, we're very familiar with them, and they go on like a dream. I've been using them at home while I've been off, and yeah, they're just really good. In fact, that wall there, that's painted in the Obeson. So a lovely, calm, sort of bluey grey colour.
Yeah, I was reading some things earlier about, you know, design tips for making, you know, you feel happy, and there's a lot of that going on with us all working from home and trying to create a workspace. And I think they were talking about blue being a really happy colour. You know, I've always, I guess, grown up with people saying, oh no, it's a cold colour, you know, that kind of generation of, you know, our mums and dads maybe saying it was a cold colour to decorate with. But it was interesting to read this in this design magazine about it, you know, using round shapes to make you feel happy, and using blue colour. But that wall you just showed me there looks beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it's just lovely and calm. Yeah, and it's not, yeah, I mean, that's certainly not a cold blue by any means. I mean, you see on here there is so many different blues, greens, etc. So when you say blue or green or whatever, it's, you know, there's so many variations of that, tints, tones, shades. So yeah,
getting the right colour is so important, and I think we're all a little bit nervous about doing it, while we end up buying, you know, 40 different sample pots and then going with the first one in the end. And but I guess your advice on colour is hugely important, and actually in the end probably saving people some money from just involved on the colours to begin with, and because, you know, you'll know about how they change in different lights and different times of day, and how they, you know, a small room or whatever it is. So certainly everybody, I recommend, you know, not messing about yourself and getting involved with the experts here, because it will save you in the long run.
Well, absolutely. And you know, that advice is free advice. I mean, we do charge to go out to clients' homes, but obviously we can't do that at the moment anyway. You know, that's just to cover our time kind of out of the office and a bit of petrol, etc. But, you know, we're doing, you know, loads of free advice at the moment online and what have you. So yeah, take advantage, really.
Candy, is it just, can they message you on Facebook? What's the best way for them to reach out to you?
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, or the info at email address, which is on the website. So yeah.
Okay, so before we sign off, have you just got sort of 3 simple design hacks for us on perhaps decorating or looking at your interiors at the moment? I say we're all climbing our own 4 walls and sick to death of what we're looking at. Maybe to refresh or update our looks for this summer, then give me a couple of little tasters what you recommend we do.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'd say with the colour, I mean, these are things that you could actually do at home. And most people can pick up a paintbrush or a roller or whatever. So, you know, I'd be inclined to there's been a huge amount of obviously Zoom calls and watching newsreaders from home and all sorts. And I just think, you know, in some aspects, they could just be a bit braver. So, you know, go for some colour. I mean, I've never been shy of colour. And in some of the places, you know, like you are in your kitchen, presumably, you've got sort of a dining room. Yeah, okay. So I would say even you could go a bit bolder in there, Lottie.
Okay.
So I mean, it depends on what you like, but I mean, so many people are scared of colour and pattern, and actually there's so many beautiful colours and patterns out there. It's just like, it's such a shame not to use them.
Yes.
And if I can help in any way, getting a bit of colour and pattern into people's homes, then, and you know, I think they would really, really appreciate it. It's just nice to feel like you're in a lovely, I don't know, cheerful space.
Yeah, and I think a very simple thing, certainly, and you know, trying to create a bit of a desk space, you know, in a kitchen or in a spare bedroom. Little, I've seen, like you said, a lot of Zoom calls from people recently, and even just putting a jug on their desk, if they can find a little corner or a mug with some, you know, something green out of the garden or a bit of cow parsley from a walk. It really does a lot, doesn't it, to cheer you up, and a bit of green space makes you feel, you know, a bit of greenery on your desk or behind you. It does make you feel a lot better. So there's little things like that.
And a bit of soft lighting. So even if you've got a sort of lamp next to your laptop, so that you've got a bit of, you know, if you're doing something in the evening, slightly less kind of bright, harsh light above you is nice. And yeah, another tip with regard to the sort of Zoom call things is to just sort of, you know, get your screen up, look at what's behind you to start with, and actually just have a tidy up. Get rid of the piles of things in your office and stuff, because, you know, it's probably to do with what I do, but I tend to sort of end up getting distracted from the person and looking at the piles of stuff that they've got behind and thinking, put that away, or move that here, or move that there. So, you know, it's just sort of give yourself sort of 5-10 minutes before your call starts, and just kind of, you know, see what other people can see, really.
Good advice there. Well, thank you so much, Candy. Thank you for your wonderful tour around your showroom. I've seen lots of
just one more thing. I'll give you a quick tour of my sad coffee shop.
Oh,
sad empty coffee shop.
Boring one on the go here. So come on, give me a tour around there.
So there you go. That's usually where our barista is. And we've got some wonderful wallpaper on the back there that we sort of based it around, which is a beautiful tea bow.
Nice.
When I've been telling you about florals and foliage, so that's a very beautiful wallpaper.
That's lovely.
And then we've kind of just spinning around here. This is a lovely cozy corner that people are tending to go.
I love that.
Yeah, that's always taken first, that area. And then we're doing sort of, you know, we've moved some accessories and what have you through to here, and we've got a few more accessories there. Another of Gillian's paintings on our lovely green wall.
Beautiful.
That's Barnsdale. Yeah, so, and actually another of Gillian's paintings there. So yeah, so we put these funky lights up, which, so we took down the office lights because this was designed as an office to start with before we moved in. So we put those funky rattan lights up, and there's a bit more in the way of accessories and stuff there. So, and we've got this lovely aspect outside. Our plan was to have loads of tables and chairs outside, because this is very
Candy, that will come.
Yeah, very beautiful sunny. Oh, just find it out. Sunny area here. So we're going to have a load of pots and plants, and yeah, just make it a very nice, cozy space.
Well, until we can come and visit you and have a coffee and browse around your showroom, we'll all be looking online at what you've got there. I've seen your website. It's really, all your online stuff is there, and accessories, and all whatever you do is there. So
sorry, Georgie's just walked in. We're keeping 2 meters apart. 2 meters apart.
So yeah, we will all be you know, logging on, following you on your social media as well, and we wish you and Georgie and your families all the very best of health. Candy, thank you for your time today. I've loved having the tour around your showroom. We'll come and do a catch-up video when we're able to do so, when we're safe to come back out again and follow that up and see how it's going. I'd love to stay in touch with you and do some more of these with you, because I think what you do is
brilliant.
I think what we haven't said actually is the design that you do. It's elegant, it's stylish, but over and above all of that, it's practical. And that's what I think is so important about what you do. You know, so many interior designers have got these wacky ideas and it's totally impractical. But I think that's what comes across from every house that I've seen and been in, that way you've been involved in the projects. it's already coordinated, it's sensible, and I think that's what ultimately I think this area and the kind of people that and clients that you want. So thank you for being that straightforward and very approachable, Candy, and I wish you all the very best.
Thank you, Lottie. Thanks for your time.
You're welcome.
Stay safe, everyone. Bye.